Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another brand new video. It is the last video of 2024. We are going into 2025, and I am glad to say that I've had an amazing reading journey in 2024. But I just want to quickly go over the books I've read. I mean, I've already done a video on that. If you guys want to check that out, check it out. But I want to give you guys a quick little update on where I am on my reading journey because I haven't made a reading video in quite a while. So since the last video I've posted, I've actually only read one other book, which was The Well of Ascension, and that is the second Mistborn book in the trilogy. And that book was pretty good. I quite liked it. It was quite long. It took me a while to read it because I was in classes and stuff, and yeah, I just didn't really make too much time to read. But yeah, I did end up finishing it. It took me a few months, I'm not gonna lie. But it was good. I liked the ending of it, but I ended up not picking up the third book right away. I do have the third book, but I ended up choosing not to read it because I wanted to read something else, and that is Iron Gold, which I am currently reading right now. This is the fourth book, I guess, in the Red Rising series. And as you guys can see, I actually have the Red Rising series displayed, so maybe if you guys actually noticed, Iron Gold wasn't there, and maybe gave it away. But I'm decently far in it, not too far, maybe a little over halfway, like 60% through the book. I am enjoying it. It is different than the trilogy and the main trilogy, and I can see why. That is the main trilogy, and these books are kind of separate, I guess, but it is in the same universe. The storytelling is a little different because we follow point of views of different characters. It's not just Darrow through the whole book, and that is something that I'm not really used to in a Red Rising book, but it's not bad, I guess. But I think the thing that I kind of did struggle with getting back into the book was that I haven't read those books in quite a while, and there were a little bit of names that I was a little unfamiliar with, and then I'm learning also new characters as well. But 60% in, I mean, I kind of understand everything that's going on. It's like a lot going on, but not too much. Like it's I wish there was maybe a little more. I guess I just kind of want to see how it all pieces together in a way, and I'm hoping that maybe it picks up a little more, especially with these different point of views. I don't want to say too much without spoiling the trilogy if you guys haven't read that, or this book either. And I feel like it's always hard to talk about like second books and series and stuff like that because I don't know if you guys read them, and I don't want to spoil it if you haven't. But yeah, this book is definitely different from the other three books. I still like it though. I don't know if it's would be rated as high as those ones. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what I rate it after I finish it. Mistborn and the Well of Ascension, though, I did give 5 stars. I did actually really enjoy that. Even though it took me a while to read it, I did enjoy the whole process of reading it and the whole story throughout the book, and it was really good. I liked it, and I liked the ending a lot, and I actually can't wait to read the third book, but I want to take a little break and read some other books. I'm also reading Hidden Pictures right now. I've only finished the first 2 chapters, so I'm doing kind of like a dual reading. This one too, I don't know how it's gonna go. I don't really have any expectations. I actually have no idea what this book is about. I didn't even read the back, but I've read the first 2 chapters. It kind of seems a little bit like Housemaid vibes, and I don't know if I really want to say too much. I guess, I mean, it's only the first 2 chapters, but it seems like there's a girl that is a recovering addict, and she's trying to get a job, and this new job seems like she is going to be a babysitter for this kind of wealthy family, and it just seems a little bit like Housemaid, at least the startup of the book. I'm pretty sure it probably wouldn't be the exact same, and I'm kind of excited to see where it goes and if it is different. Hopefully it is different, but I think like the interesting thing is like it has these little pictures and stuff, so I saw that and it makes me want to read it, see what these pictures actually mean. But yeah, I'm excited to get a little deeper into that book. I haven't really got that far into it, but yeah, since the last video I haven't really read that much. Just Well of Ascension, 50% of Iron Gold. And I think overall in 2024, one of the things I learned, it's not really about how many books you read, but if you really enjoy the books. I mean, read books that you really think you will enjoy, and just don't pick up books because you're trying to hit a reading goal or you think it's short and stuff like that. and that is your reasoning. Like, really read books that you think you will enjoy. And I think that was kind of one thing that I was intimidated of doing, but I really did enjoy reading a lot of the books I did read in 2024. Like The Will of the Many is a really big chunky book, but that book I really did enjoy. That was another 5-star book, and I still am kind of intimidated to read chunkier books. Like when I get to the Way of Kings and stuff like that, and the Stormlight Archive, I'm very intimidated to read those. But I do know that a lot of people enjoy those books, and it is kind of the thicker books that I end up do enjoy a lot more. And yeah, I'm excited to see what I am reading in 2025. I also wanted to go over this my year in books that Goodreads has. I did input a little bit of stuff in Goodreads, not really. I just kind of like charting down what books I have read and my little ratings of it, just because if I do want to look back at what book or at what rating I gave a book, I can just check up on here. This is not a sponsor of Goodreads or anything. I don't really use it, but they did have this kind of little like wrapped, I guess, of the year. So I just want to go over it with you guys. My year in books. So I've read 5,851 pages. That I guess, I mean, it's a decent amount. I've only read 13 books. And yeah, so my longest book was The Will of the Many. This was 639 pages. Quite a lot. Never Lie was a little under 300. I did finish that book in like 2-3 days. But average book length 450. That does seem kind of right. I feel like most of my books that I've read were around like 500 for 400. This is interesting. So the book that was the most shelved was The Housemaid. This has a lot. Not that many people read Artificial Wisdom, I guess. It was kind of like a low-key type book. It was actually really good though. If you haven't heard of Artificial Wisdom, you should probably check it out if you like kind of thriller, sci-fi. It is a pretty good book. I think though the ending, if I do remember, felt a little rushed. Like they were just trying to wrap everything up and didn't know the best way to. I don't know. But that's kind of the same with like Freedom McFadden books. Those endings and stuff. I don't even want to get into it. But anyways, average rating 4.2. Maybe I was a little too generous. Maybe I have to be a little more harsh next year going into 2025. Highest rated on Goodreads 4.62 average. The Will of the Many. This book was really good. I really enjoyed it. If you guys want to maybe get into fantasy and stuff, well, I mean, it's not the easiest book to get into if you want to get into fantasy, but it was good. Is it fantasy? I guess like you can say it is fantasy. I don't know. It is a really good book. Maybe check it out if you guys might think it might be an interest to you. So these are all the books I read in 2024. I think it is in order because Red Rising was the first book. Red Rising, I'm so glad, was my first book getting back into reading and the first book of 2024. It was great. I think it led into some very awesome books that I did read. Billy Summers by Stephen King. That book was alright. I kind of forget what I gave it. I wish it kind of said how many stars. Okay, I gave it a 4 stars, which isn't that bad. But maybe it was a little generous. It was only my second book, and it was Stephen King, so I don't know. But I will leave it to what it is. I'm not going to change any of my ratings because I think it's only fair. I keep the rating that I gave it from when I originally read it, and that's how I felt after I read it, and that's what I think it deserves. But yeah, it wasn't actually a bad book or anything. Remarkably Bright Creatures, that book I didn't really enjoy. I think I gave it like 2 stars. I think this was the lowest book. It might be the lowest book that I've rated compared to all of them. I gave it 3 stars. For some reason, I thought I'd give it 2 stars. Golden Sun, I believe I gave 5 stars. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, that was also 5 stars. I really did enjoy that book. It was very different from what I previously read during that time. The Housemaid, I thought was going to be like A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, maybe a little better. I was hoping. It was not. I also thought I gave this 2 stars, but it seems like I gave it 3 stars. The Will of the Many, this was another 5-star read. Dark Matter, I'm pretty sure I gave 5 stars. Morningstar was probably also 5 stars. Mistborn, I think, was 5 stars. Artificial Wisdom, I'm pretty sure was 5 stars. All of these books were really great. The Well of Ascension was also great. Never Lie would I give it probably 3 stars as well. I did like it more than Housemaid though, I think. But yeah, 3 stars. And Dark Matter, I believe, was 5 stars as well. Yeah, all these books were pretty good. I think my top three favorite might be like Golden Sun, The Will of the Many, and maybe The First Mistborn. I don't know. It's very hard. I've read some pretty good books. It wasn't that many books, but these books were really good. I'm glad that I didn't have any books that like I rated like 1 star or anything. But yeah, that's about it for this video. I just kind of want to give an update on my reading journey for 2024, and hopefully for 2025 I can reach my reading goal. This year I didn't make it. I'm 7 books behind schedule. Well, I mean today's kind of the last day. So yeah, I didn't reach it. 7 books that I couldn't read this year. I wanted to read 20 at least. I didn't hit it, but I did start late in the year. So hopefully in 2025 I could maybe read 20. I think to me what matters more is reading 5 star books and finding those 5 star books than the total number of books that I do read. So hopefully I have maybe more than this amount of 5 star books that I did read. I think this was a lot of 5 star books. There's probably like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 5 star books out of 13 or something like that. So hopefully 2025 is another great year of reading for me, and hopefully it is another year of great reading for you guys as well. Let me know if you guys met your reading goal for 2024 and what your plans are, what you guys have in mind for reading in 2020-2025. So yeah, let me know down in the comments below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Happy New Year's as well, and thank you guys so much for all the support this year as well. Exciting things planned for next year as well, and I'll see you guys on the next video, and I'll see you guys in 2025. Don't forget to stay fresh.